Welcome back. You're watching Newsx. We begin with the headlines.
The theme of this year's International Day of Yoga is Yoga for One Earth, One Health. This theme reflects a deep truth. The health of every entity on earth is interconnected. Human well-being depends on the health of the soil that grows our food, on the rivers that gives us water, on the health of the animals that share our ecosystems, on the plant that nourish us.
All right, Prime Minister Modi led the 11th International Day of Yoga celebrations from Visakhapatnam, emphasizing yoga's role in promoting peace amidst growing global instability. And as the Israel-Iran war enters its 9th day, Israeli military chief Eyal Zamir warned citizens to brace for a prolonged campaign, even as diplomatic efforts give no sign of cessation of hostilities on either side. India's third evacuation flight under Operation Sindhu successfully landed in New Delhi. The chartered flight, which took off from Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, brought back 290 Indian nationals, primarily students who had been flown out of conflict-hit Iran. And amidst rising global alarm, foreign ministers from Britain, France and Germany met with Iranian Representative Abbas Araghchi in Geneva in a bid to de-escalate tensions and revive nuclear negotiations. Security forces have launched a massive search operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Samba district after intelligence agencies detected suspicious phone calls made to Pakistan from the Barodi area in Bari Brahman. And amidst the ongoing Swiss bank fund war, Amit Malviya has hit out at the Congress party for allegedly misrepresenting recent Swiss National Bank report to fuel false claims on black money. Pakistan government has formally nominated US President Donald Trump for the 2026 Nobel Peace Prize, citing his decisive diplomatic engagement and pivotal leadership during the 2025 Indo-Pakistan crisis. Neeraj Chopra claimed his first Diamond League victory in 2 years, surprising Germany's Julian Weber after consecutive second-place finishes in Paris. He secured the win with an impressive first-round throw of 88.16 meter in a star-studded lineup. All right, starting with our top story, Iran and Israel exchanged a new wave of airstrikes, marking the 9th consecutive day of hostilities between the neighbors. The conflict intensified even as European diplomats convened in Geneva in a fresh bid to revive nuclear negotiations and stem further escalation. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign minister said it would be very dangerous for everyone if the United States were to get involved in its war with Israel. On the other hand, Turkey's foreign minister has called for the international community to prevent the Israel-Iran war from spiraling into a wider conflict. All right, joining us on the broadcast to talk more about this is Dr. Lauren Dagan Amos, lecturer from the Bar-Ilan University, joining us from Israel. Dudi Tal, who's a journalist, is also with us on the broadcast. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and apologies for the wait as well. Dr. Lauren, I'll begin with you. Well, obviously, we are at war when it comes to Israel and Iran. The negotiations when it comes to de-escalating the enrichment of uranium were also on in the past, but it felt that Iran perhaps could be playing some delaying tactics. Do you think a dialogue with Iran at this point in time will serve any purpose, since both the parties have, sworn to take each other out?
So hello, thank you so much for having me. So I think we way past the diplomatic level. We're clearly seeing a shift from a quiet shadow wars, cyber attacks, etc., to overt missile exchange and high-profile strikes. June 30 don't just mark another escalation. It charged in the rules of engagement. It's no longer about a plausible diplomacy. Both Iran and Israel are now operating a full daylight striking.
All right, Dudi Tal is also with us on the broadcast. Dudi, what do you think of the situation at this point in time? Obviously, the world does not want these two to get into anything major. Do you feel that this is a long sought war, or there are probabilities that negotiations and pressure from world bodies may help stall this war?
First of all, thank you for hosting me. And second, I wish on behalf of all the Israel that this war will finish. There's a lot of bombing in Israel, a lot of people that get hurt from this in Israel and in Iran. And I think that everybody wants it to finish, but I'm not seeing any negotiation that's going on and something that can make it happen. Every side wants is winning in this war, and I just hope that it will finish, yeah. But it's not going to be in the end. It's not. It seems to be in the end.
All right. Okay. Dr. Lauren, there is also a conversation going on with the Russians and the Americans at this point in time. Russia has clearly said that, if things escalate, which they don't want to, then, the American stance that is currently on is going to be objected and rejected by Russia. What do you make of that?
I think Russia now, it's not in the, doesn't have really the opportunity to do something in this crisis. They need to deal with the Russia-Ukraine war, and Russia attitude through this crisis is only about a statement that Putin said, but I don't think actually Iran or Israel or United States want the involvement of Russia. Russia is very weak now in the global power, and especially in this crisis. Russia is more pro-Iran, so I don't know how really Putin can do negotiation between Israel and Iran in this issue.
All right. Dudi Tal, same question for you. There is a possibility that Russia also might feel interested in this conflict. What happens then?
I don't think it's a war between Russia and Israel, because I don't think that they seems to be care about Israel. Putin just want to make involved in this war. I think because of U.S., that's why. U.S. is with Israel and Russia was supposed to be with Iran. So I think this is the situation now. But I'm not seeing any situation that Russia is going to be involved in that. I think it's just to put the power of Russia in Iran to make sure that they know that Russia is in the Iran side and not in Israeli side. But I'm not seeing any thing that it's going to be with Russia in Israel now. I don't think that Putin wants to go into another war that it's not in. He's got his own war with Ukraine. It's not finished there, and he doesn't want to go into another war that it's not involved for him. So we just make I'm with your side, I'm on your side, but that's all.
Okay, Dr. Lauren, Mr. Dudi Tal, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. Moving on, India's third evacuation flight under Operation Sindhu successfully landed at New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport. The chartered flight, which took off from Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, brought back approximately 219 Indian nationals, primarily students who had been flown out of conflict-hit Iran. This marks another critical step in the ongoing humanitarian initiative launched on the 18th of June, following escalating hostilities between Iran and Israel. Iran granted special clearance by opening its airspace, allowing 3 charter flights to rescue around 1,000 Indians stranded in cities like Mashhad. Meanwhile, my colleague Ashik Mir has spoken exclusively with one such returnee, who's a resident of Srinagar. Let's listen it.
ईरान और इजराइल के दरमियान चलते जंग के दौरान कश्मीर के कई सारे स्टूडेंट्स ईरान में फंसे हुए थे, जिन्हें आहिस्ता आहिस्ता से अब भारत सरकार जो है वापस ला रही है। और आज सुबह 9 कश्मीरी स्टूडेंट्स जो है वो कश्मीर पहुंचे और इनके साथ हम बात करेंगे। हमारे साथ एक बच्ची है जो आज लौटी है और घर वालों में काफ़ी ज़्यादा खुशी थी जब इन्हें देखा गया। आपसे जानना चाहूँगा, सबसे पहले आपको हम वेलकम करते हैं। आप वापस आ गए क्योंकि आप एक वॉर जोन से आए हैं, तो कैसा माहौल था वहाँ पर, क्या कुछ आपने देखा?
माहौल हमें पता है वॉर जोन में कैसा ही होता है, लाइक कंडीशंस कैसी होती है, बहुत ज़्यादा ख़राब था, बहुत ज़्यादा लाइक दिल को वो चीर देने वाले वहाँ पे जो सीन्स हमने देखे थे, तो वो काफ़ी दहला देने वाला था जो हमने वहाँ कुछ देखा उन दिनों।
तो फिर आप जिस यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ते थे तो क्या कुछ वहाँ पे बोला गया आपको जिसके बाद आप यहाँ आ गए, और सरकार की तरफ से कैसा सहयोग रहा?
एक तो यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से हमें ये नहीं बोला गया कि आप लोग जाए। उन्होंने कहा कि हम आपके लिए सेफर एकोमोडेशंस प्रोवाइड करेंगे, शेल्टर्स प्रोवाइड करेंगे। हम खुद भी उस चीज़ के लिए राज़ी थे, लेकिन फिर एम्बेसी ने बोला दैट एम्बेसी जो है इंडिया की तेहरान में, उन्होंने बोला MEA श्री जयशंकर की तरफ से ऑर्डर्स और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से ऑर्डर्स है कि सारे इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स को इवैक्यूएट किया जाए, रीलोकेट किया जाए जब तक कि हालात ठीक ना हुए होते। लेकिन जैसा कि हमने देखा कि हालात बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं हुए बल्कि बदतर होते गए, तो उस वजह से हमें फिर इवैक्यूएट किया गया।
तो आपने कोई ऐसा वहाँ पर देखा जिससे मतलब कहीं पे नुकसान हुआ हो या शेलिंग हुई हो, ऐसा कुछ आपने देखा?
हमारा जो मेन चिल्ड्रंस हॉस्पिटल है वहाँ पे, उसके बाहर ड्रोन अटैक हुआ जिसमें कि ईरानियों की जान चली गई और बहुत सारे ईरानी भी ज़ख्मी हो गए। तो एक एयरपोर्ट हमारा जो कि पूरा तबाह हो गया, जो हमारी सिटी का था वो पूरा तबाह हो गया। तो ऐसा
ईरान से दिल्ली आते आते आपको कोई तकलीफ तो नहीं हुई?
नहीं, ईरान से दिल्ली तक हमें कोई तकलीफ नहीं हुई। दिल्ली हमें बस तकलीफ हुई दिल्ली से कश्मीर में आने तक। जी,
आप फ्लाइट में आ गए क्योंकि अभी भी बहुत सारे बच्चे जो है वो बसेस में आ रहे हैं, आप कैसे आए?
हम फ्लाइट में आए थे। हमें सुबह पहली फ़्लाइट मिली जिसमें वैकेंसी थी, हम उस फ्लाइट में आए।
तो अभी जो आप यहीं पे है, क्या आपको लग रहा है कि ये वॉर जो है रुकेगी जिस तरह आपने वहाँ पे हालात देखे?
मैं इस पे कमेंट नहीं कर सकती, बट द थिंग इज़ हम चाहते हैं कि ये ख़त्म हो, क्योंकि हम तेहरान को ऐसा नहीं देख सकते, क्योंकि हम 4 साल वहाँ रहे हैं, हमने उन लोगों को देखा है, हमें उन लोगों से मोहब्बत मिली है, हमने खामनेई साहब से मोहब्बत मिली है, तो हम नहीं चाहते कि वहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ हो, और हम चाहते हैं कि ये जंग जल्द से जल्द ख़त्म हो जाए और हम वापस वहाँ जा सके।
तो अभी जो आपको घर में यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं सब, क्या कुछ महसूस कर रहे हैं घर वाले भी? क्योंकि सुबह हमने कुछ फोटोज आपके देखे, काफी रिश्तेदार भी आपके आ रहे हैं, तो क्या कुछ इनसे सुनने को मिल रहा है?
बस यही सुनने को मिल रहा है कि बस हम चाहते थे कि किसी तरीके से वापस आ जाओ, डिग्री का जो होना है वो हो जाए, बस तुम लौट आओ, उतना हमारे लिए काफ़ी है। बट अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आई एम सेफ एट माई होम, एंड मैं दुआ करती हूँ कि जो बाकी बच्चे वहाँ पे है वो भी अपने घरों में सही सलामत पहुँच जाए।
बहुत शुक्रिया बात करने के लिए। ये एक बच्ची थी जो आज ही जो है ईरान से दिल्ली पहुंची और दिल्ली से इन्होंने डायरेक्ट फ्लाइट जो है कश्मीर ली। इंडिया न्यूज़ के लिए फिरोज वानी के साथ श्रीनगर से आशिक मीर।
All right, well, a BJP delegation led by Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri will be visiting Ireland to visit the memorial of the 1985 Kanishka bomb blast that targeted an Air India flight operating on the Montreal, London, Delhi, Mumbai route. Khalistani Babar Khalsa terrorists plotted and carried out the attack that resulted in the deaths of more than 230 people, mostly Indians and Canadians. The BJP delegation, which also includes BJP National General Secretary Tarun Chugh, will depart tomorrow and pay respects to the lives lost in the horrific terror attack. Manohar Keshri, my colleague, is with us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Manohar, Kanishk plane crash की डेलीगेशन जो गई है एक ऐसे समय में आई है जब अहमदाबाद का जो भयानक हादसा है वो अभी सबके जहन में है।
देखिए, बिल्कुल आपने सही कहा, और ये डेलीगेशन केंद्रीय मंत्री हरदीप पुरी और बीजेपी के राष्ट्रीय महासचिव तरुण चुग के अगुवाई में गई है, क्योंकि अब आप देखिए 40 साल उस हादसे को बीत चुके हैं, कनिष्का बम ब्लास्ट, और वो अभी भी वो घाव ताज़ा है। क्योंकि जिस तरह से घटनाएं घटी थी, जिस तरह से फ्लाइट उड़ा था और आयरलैंड के ऊपर उसके पश्चिमी तट पर जैसे उसको उड़ा दिया गया था और बब्बर खालसा के आतंकवादियों ने उसे उड़ाया था, 329 लोगों की उसमें मौत हो गई थी, जिसमें क्रू मेंबर भी शामिल थे। तो बिल्कुल आप सही कह रहे हैं कि जिस तरह से अहमदाबाद प्लेन हादसा हुआ और उसके बाद जो है सो ये स्थिति जिस तरह से हुई है, अब वो जो हादसे में जिन लोगों ने जान गंवाई है उनको श्रद्धांजलि देने के लिए उस दुखद घटना और को याद करते हुए उन लोगों को श्रद्धांजलि 23 जून को दी जाएगी, क्योंकि कनिष्का बम हादसा जो हुआ था वो 23 जून 1985 को हुआ था। और ऐसे में ये एक बड़ी खबर है कि यहाँ से एक डेलीगेशन आयरलैंड गई है और 23 जून को उन तमाम जो मारे गए थे उनको श्रद्धांजलि दी जाएगी। जी
मनोहर, इस जानकारी के लिए आपका शुक्रिया। All right, the Director General of Civil Aviation has directed Air India to remove 3 officials responsible for operational lapses from all roles and responsibilities related to crew scheduling and rostering. The DGCA also directed internal disciplinary proceedings against these officials without delay, and that the outcome of such proceedings shall be reported back within 10 days. The DGCA also stated that the lapses included but were not limited to unauthorized and non-compliant crew pairings, violation of mandatory licensing and other norms, as well as systemic failures in scheduling protocol and oversight. Manohar is still with us on the broadcast. Manohar, Air India जिस तरीके से अभी कदम उठा रही है, चलिए अच्छी बात है, पर ऐसे ही कदम शायद एयर इंडिया को अगर पहले उठाए होते तो शायद आज इतना आलोचना का शिकार नहीं होना पड़ता।
देखिए, जिस तरह से एयर इंडिया ने ये कदम उठाए हैं, इससे पहले अगर कदम उठा लिया जाता तो 270 लोग जो अहमदाबाद प्लेन हादसे में मारे गए वो हमारे सामने जीवित होते। तो एयर इंडिया के DGCA ने एक सख्त निर्देश जारी किया गया है कि जो 3 वरिष्ठ अधिकारी हैं उनको हटा दिया जाए, उनके खिलाफ सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई हो, क्योंकि अगर वो अभी बने रहते हैं तो जांच प्रभावित हो सकती है। 2 लेवल पे इस मामले में जांच चल रही है। ये बता दूं कि जब एयर इंडिया का प्लेन क्रैश हुआ और उसके बाद जब जांच शुरू हुई तो एयर इंडिया की ओर से तमाम रिपोर्ट्स जो है सो DGCA की ओर से एयर इंडिया से तमाम रिपोर्ट्स मांगे गए थे और उसके बाद एयर इंडिया की उन रिपोर्टों की जांच की गई। DGCA के अधिकारियों के मुताबिक अगर मैं बात करूं तो कई लापरवाहियां बरती गई है और ये जो 3 वरिष्ठ अधिकारी हटाए गए हैं, इन लोगों का काम था कि जो क्रू मेंबर्स होते हैं वो उनकी शेड्यूलिंग करना, उनके रोस्टरिंग करना और उनमें खामियां पाई गई और उसके बाद जो है सो ये सख्त कदम उठाए गए हैं। इतना ही नहीं, एयर इंडिया को DGCA की ओर से ये भी कहा गया है कि अगर आप इंटरिम डिसिप्लिनरी एक्शन लेते हैं तो उसकी रिपोर्ट 10 दिन के अंदर हमें सौंपें, क्योंकि होता क्या है कि अगर हमने निर्देश दे दिया और उसके बाद एयर इंडिया कार्रवाई करती है या नहीं रहती है या लटकाती है तो ऐसे में ऐसा अब चलने वाला नहीं है। तो DGCA की ओर से ये सख्त निर्देश है कि अगर आप एक्शन लेते हैं हमारे आदेश के बाद, हमारे निर्देश के बाद, आप 10 दिन में इनके परिणाम की रिपोर्ट सौंपें।
जी मनोहर, हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए आपका शुक्रिया। All right, moving on, Pakistan has once again come under international scrutiny, this time facing allegations of being involved in the development of ballistic missiles that go against global standards. An FATF report on complex proliferation financing and sanctions evasion schemes referenced a case from 2020 where Indian authorities seized multiple suspicious shipments linked to Pakistan that contained dual-use items, materials that can be used for both civilian and military purposes, suspected to be intended for missile development. The report criticizes Islamabad, declaring that Pakistan is involved in development of ballistic missiles and has been breaking norms. The FATF has reportedly connected some of these violations to dual-use items that may have been acquired through front companies. This not only breaches non-proliferation agreements but also calls into question the reliability of Pakistan's export control systems. This isn't the first time Pakistan has found itself in hot water. The country only recently emerged from the FATF grey list in 2022 after years of scrutiny over lapses in terror financing. These new allegations could lead to renewed global pressure and even a reassessment of Pakistan's FATF status. Major General Sudhakarji is joining us at this point in time to talk more about this. General Sudhakarji, well, why this alone? Pakistan's FATF status should be looked at and the grey list should be in fact invoked again, considering that Pakistan, whatever action it has taken, sir, you and I know it well, has only been at a cursory level.
Absolutely, Vinit. Good afternoon. Thank you for taking me on the phone up. And it's only an understatement to actually highlight this particular issue. But many other things which Pakistan is doing on day-to-day basis, where they are culpable to be made accountable by a platform like FATF. This is a very small tip of the iceberg, I would say. India would do well if we can take up the case with the international authority and bring it to the notice so that this particular practice can be withheld. And second thing is, apart from the ballistic missiles that you are talking of, this I am very sure it actually has to catch the attention of FATF, and Pakistan has to be brought on the knees, and minimum they should be actually put under the grey list. Second thing, I also would like to, through your channel, highlight one issue, that when I was across 7 seas a couple of days back, there was a lot of talk going on about the IMF bailout package which is being given, 1.03 billion. World Bank is also loaning out, I think, around 40 billion or something. You see, Pakistan has to dole out something close to the 22 billion just for the debt servicing to China this year alone by the end of the month. And this money somehow is going to be actually used by Pakistan to actually pay the debt servicing to the China. Now, any amount of loan from IMF or World Bank or ADB, there is a clause which says that no amount of money will be used for the debt servicing to China particularly. And this is going to happen for sure. This is another issue that India can actually bring it up before the notice of the FATF, and it should be highlighted nice and properly. Back to you, Vinay.
General Sudhakarji, always a pleasure having you, sir. On that note, we dip into a short break. More news and updates on the other side.